what I spent a couple of years doing was working on this particular project called the Process Innovation Imperative. Okay, now I know that it's a mouthful, but this is what it is. The Process Innovation Imperative is saying that it is not about what you make and where you make it. It is about how you make it. So that means that if you are innovative and you want to use process as a means of driving out new opportunities in your business, it doesn't matter if you are in a mine or if you are in an electronics business or if you are in a bank. But there are a couple of points to this imperative that you really have to consider, and that's what I want to take you through quickly in this short journey. The first thing is that you have to worry about processes that assist you to learn how to learn. What I have found, though, is that you get first order, when listening to Len earlier, documentation. First order documentation says that I observe something. Once I've observed that particular phenomena, I then document it, and I give it back to you. Okay, so a first order phenomenon means that I've had no insight, I've had no interpretation. All I have done is taken what you already do and do well, in most cases, take that, reflected on that, and given you back something. In the learning era, and this is really the crux of the entire process innovation imperative, is that you need to have processes that are self-correcting. And I think that the era we're moving into now is to make sure that you're going to find appropriate actions where, when you design the experiences for people, or you model the experiences for people, you know that they have got an ability to self-correct. They can stand back, evaluate the context in which all of this happened, make sure that they can only analyze the parts of what they have done in a way that can be fixed, and then make sure that their personal education, as well as their team's education, the organization education, is used as a means of taking a process from one stage to another. Now, through the learning model, what we have found, though, is that it's incredibly difficult to do that. Because there's a problem that we all experience every day, and that is called the situation trap. The situation trap goes something like this, is that I arrive at work in the morning, I are supposed to do a particular set of activities today, I model those activities, I get that work. I've got a deadline to meet this week. I've got a deadline to meet next week. I know that I'm coming up for the salary review. I know that I have to deliver certain things to my customer. My customer is going to review me. And I get onto a treadmill where I get deeper and deeper rooted in this trap without ever having an ability to stand back and say, well, is all of this actually relevant? Why do I do this in the first place? And what we have seen, especially in the process redesign world of today, is that lean thinking, as an example, is again at the forefront in financial services, where we know that in the manufacturing world and in the engineering world, they've already gone through that exercise, but you can't do that unless you stand back and say, well, is all of this actually needed? And it's a very tough thing to do if you sit in the trenches. So what you do is you gain these experiences. You need to stand back and evaluate what you do and why you do it. You need to reason about what needs to be analyzed.